Oh. Sounds like a hurt animal. That's what I am. Because weather was really nice for a while, and now it's no longer nice anymore, and it hurts. It rained this morning, and I was like, oh, that's nice, it's raining. I love it when it rains, but holy shit, was I fucking wrong. Instead, it just made the entire atmosphere just like a fucking steamy and hot. Ball has drawn 23 hours in the last 2 days. Is a dying animal? No, but I did draw a lot of the commission that I've been putting off. So a lot of drawing Futa cock that I didn't really want to. Which it hurts in a way that like drawing my own manga doesn't really register in the same way, you know? Not all drawings are equal. Some drawings are more painful to commit to than others. Humidity enjoyers Giga Chad. If you like humidity, it's time to move to Southeast Asia or something. Oh god, it's awful. Oh. You know how like in hentai, they often have the setting be like in Japan during the summer, and they'll be like fucking in an apartment with like without air conditioning and just like a fan turned on, and it's supposed to be like hot because it's all steamy and like sweaty and stuff, and there's body fluids everywhere. I look at that and I don't think it's sexy, I just think it's awful. Just seeing other people be in that hot, humid Japanese summer without air conditioning enough that is enough to interfere with my enjoyment of this fictional sex drawing. What's the most degenerate thing that someone has to pay you to draw? People have asked me to draw Virginia having sex. You know, the fictional character that I created specifically to not have sex. I had to decline. They're like, no, it's only a dream sequence. The person ultimately had to bail because they didn't have any money, but they were trying to negotiate with me. I thought about doing it, but it's kind of like asking... It's like if someone walked into Warner Brothers and asked you to draw an animated feature of Wile E. Coyote catching the Roadrunner and eating it. How old are you, BaalBud? I recently discovered that I want to get into art and I'm 25, which I fear might be a little old. I was looking at some of your older posts on Boru, and there's stuff as old as 12 years old, which is a long-ass time. I am currently 37. However, I started practicing anatomy and drawing more seriously when I was like 14 or so. So 25 is old. On the other hand, there isn't any real time limit to when you have to stop drawing, so... It's not like other like sports and stuff where if you don't make it by a certain age limit, you're hard capped because your body starts to decline, you know. A lot of famous painters and artists continued to improve until they died, so... On the other hand, I'm also not going to be the YouTuber who's like, I learned how to draw in 3 months. It's actually more like 5 hours using this one weird trick. The art industry hates him. I'm not going to pretend like you're going to get good immediately, because it takes a lot of time, unfortunately. I didn't know you were 37. That's pretty cool. It's not cool. You'll be 37 too unless you successfully die before you get there. Ideal fingernail length on women? Short. I don't find longer fingernails attractive at all. I never understood people who like long fingernails at all, actually. I think it's a shit fashion and a shit... It gets in the way of productivity as a whole. If I'm running a company, I'll force my female employees to cut their fingernails. I don't care if it's a violation of their rights. Get fucked. Your rights end where my feelings begin, and my feeling is your long fingernails fucking suck. How about that? How will I attach 1,000 Hello Kitty charms if I don't have 5-inch nails? Yes, and how will you get carpal tunnel syndrome properly if you're not typing with that weird receptionist typing posture where they have the giga nails and you're like bending your wrist backward in an impossible posture while you try to type? Hashtag just receptionist things. I feel like nails are one of those things where it truly is fashioned by women for women, and men don't really give a fuck about it. And women are like, look how much money I'm spending to be pretty. Don't you appreciate it? And guys are like, no. Why would I? Get a tit job, bitch. Also, I'm a big big fake tit person as well, so please don't get a tit job, actually. Fake boobs, also very unaesthetic. Mixed signals, dude. If you're not born with naturally big boobs, you just have to give up. It's a talent thing. It was never meant to be, guys. If we have any flat ladies in chat, just own your flatness. There's no point in trying to compete with the naturally gifted females. You can't sleep on your stomach if you have fake boobs, Sag. I would be terrified if I have to constantly worry about my fake boobs exploding inside my body like a fucking xenomorph alien style. You have this ticking time bomb inside of you that horrible shit can happen, and the saline can start leaking into your bloodstream, instantly killing you or something. I don't know how this actually works, but I hear it's pretty bad. It seems like a lot of extra money and health risks for not much payoff. Saline isn't dangerous. It's just salt water. Yeah, but it's saline leaking into your body. Isn't anything leaking into your body dangerous? I'm not buying this shit isn't dangerous. This artificial bag of shit we just put inside you isn't dangerous stuff. I'm pretty sure it is dangerous. You can't convince me otherwise. Is not liquid inside? Okay, well, I don't really know. I'm not a professional plastic surgeon like everybody in this chat seems to be, I guess. You also have to replace implants every decade. I'm just a big believer in that. You play with the hand you're dealt with. No drinking, no smoking, no gambling, no sex. No tattoos, no plastic surgery. No children, no pets, no friends, no casual acquaintances. Only me, alone, in my room, drawing anime titties. This is the correct approach to life. You wouldn't understand. Hashtag just artist things. No pets. I mean, there's cat in the house, but it's not really my cat. I used to have my own cat, but he's dead and gone by now. It was a long time ago. Unlike how dog owners think about these things, cats are actually very different depending on their personality, so your mother's cat that you don't really like probably isn't going to do it for you emotionally if you like a specific type of cat. I like big, dumb male cats, but my mother does not like that type of cat, so... What was the cat's name? I'm not telling you. I'm not going to let you dox me based on my cat's name in the National Cat Name Database. Orange cats and black cats? Yeah, I like large orange cats, like Garfield. Large male orange cats. I like chill cats that aren't particularly emotionally needy. And dog owners are like, what are you talking about? All cats hate their owners. Wrong. Some cats are like super needy and they need you to be there and like cuddle them all the fucking time, and it drives me crazy. The current cat we have is one of those. I personally like pets that don't give a fuck about me one way or the other as long as I feed them. It makes me more, relaxed because I don't have to be there as their emotional cushion all the time. Would you let your cat keep his balls? That's another reason why I don't really want pets. Is if you're supposed to be a responsible pet owner, you're supposed to cut off their balls and shit. But, that feels unfair as well. I mean, my balls make me horny and unstable, but no one gets to cut them off just because I'm horny and unstable. No matter how often I type in my incel Reddit forum that the local female that works at the 7-Eleven owes me sex or whatever, the government isn't allowed to come in and cut my balls off, you know? At least yet. Give them a few years, they might figure something out. It's so they don't breed out of control, BB. Yes, I know that. I'm not fucking stupid, motherfucker. You know who also breeds out of control? Human beings, but we don't go around forcing humans to cut their balls off. Although there was a movement like that back in the day. You guys are probably too young to remember, but it started around the 70s and shit. And there was a huge movement in the 70s where the developed world was really worried that there were too many human beings on the earth, and their solution, being first world countries, which was what we would call them then, was scolding African people and telling them to stop having kids and shit. Because they were worried that we would run out of food. And the development of new pesticides and stuff really solved all of that. But yeah, it was basically just being like, shame on you, Africans. Stop having kids. China also had this problem, which is why they forced their population to not have children. And they're paying for it right now, as we all know. That is absolutely a pretty reasonable movement. Yeah, except the whole thing was like, oh no, there's not enough global resources for all these people to survive. So the solution is never like first world countries should use less of something. It's always these poor people should stop having children or some shit like that. Also, ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter because food scarcity is completely a distribution problem. It has nothing to do with like how much total food is produced around the world. We could solve all of the lack of food issues in every single country by just teleporting first world countries' food waste. All the shit that gets thrown out from our fast food stores every night, if we just were able to magically teleport it to Ethiopia or whatever the fuck, we wouldn't have any starvation issues, but we can't do that now, can we? Hey, Africa, stop having children or you're going to run out of food. Also, a lot of the reason why Africa didn't have enough food was because U.S. and international multinational corporations were coming in and forcing them to plant these special designer crops that were made by Monsanto and shit like that instead of the local species. So then the Africans would have to buy the ongoing Monsanto, like Roundup Ready stuff. And then when something would go wrong, everyone would be using these designer brand crops instead of the local crops, and then they'd suddenly have a huge food crisis and stuff. Nestle draining the groundwater and selling it back to the locals, base god. Yes, also the drained groundwater they sell back to the locals is significantly more expensive than the Coca-Cola that they also sell. Colonialism didn't help either. Colonialism is fucking awesome, guys. We need to go back. When men were real men, just going deep into the African jungle. I read Heart of Darkness. I know how it works. It's fucking sweet. Please don't. I don't want to be Britain pilled. It's okay. You just lie on your back and think of England. I like how that's like the common saying is for having sex with your husband you don't want to have sex with, is you just lie on your back and think of England as if that's somehow going to make it better. If anything, you'd think it would just make it worse. Who the fuck is like, it's okay, I'm doing this for England? England's fucking awful. Colonel Kurtz is literally me, for real, for real. I like how, you don't get this in Apocalypse Now in the spin-offs, but if you read the Heart of Darkness book, the way it ends is Colonel Kurtz dies by saying the horror, and then the guy actually goes back to England, and he talks to Colonel Kurtz's wife, and she's like, what was his last words? And he was like, it was your name, and how much he loved you. And she's like, I knew it, oh god. And it's like, LMAO, stupid bitch. The psychotic commander in the middle of the fucking jungle doesn't give a single fuck about you. Peak female moment right there. Surely, my husband that went crazy in the jungle cares about me. Woman, yeah. It takes a man, a male gamer such as ourselves, to understand the mentality of going into the darkest corners of the African jungle or whatever, where there is no weakness, only intense masculinity and strength and darkness. As fellow male gamers, we're very, very aware of this dynamic. Hashtag just gamer things. You wouldn't understand. I played Far Cry 2. It makes me a specialist on this topic. Something about, I don't know, masculinity and darkness in Africa. I only think of Rome. If you were forced to think about one civilization all the time as part of your stupid male, I don't know, I think about Empire's thing. Which one are you going to choose? Because it wouldn't be Rome for me, that's for sure. I think Rome is kind of overrated. I'd much rather think about, like, early Mongolian Empire. That shit is based as fuck. Just Genghis going around on his fucking horse, killing Chinese and raping their women. Seems pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Genghis Khan is the proto-Chad, I know, right? No wonder they had to hire John Wayne to play him in the Hollywood movie. An Asian actor wouldn't be able to properly portray his hyper white male masculinity. It had to be John Wayne. Spain, Babylonia. How long was the Spanish period of, like, giga dominance? Was it like about 200... Was it 200 years? That seems too long, almost. I kind of feel like they had a pretty brief period in which we're like, the Spanish Armada is invincible, before they weren't. Chinese dynasties seem litty. The entire existence of Chinese dynasty is to create cool infrastructure projects and have really advanced forms of bureaucracy, so that ultimately when the barbarians break through your defenses and conquer everything and rape all the women, they have a cooler palace to occupy and better bureaucratic systems to help them rule the country. (1500 to 1800-ish). But were they actually fighting any European countries during that time? Or were they just punching down on Aztec civilization after Aztec civilization was about to collapse already? Spain and England had constant slappy fights? No. England versus Spain. I don't know, man. It's not looking great for our English bros. July 14th, loss. Oh, they won on October 15th, 2018. September 8th, 18, Spain, win. God, soccer fucking sucks. There's too many fucking ties. Guys, when is it coming home? Is it coming home anytime soon? I was notified on SP that it was going to be coming home this time, but I'm not sure it is. It's not like the Aztecs were any more popular than Spain. It turns out that when you have like a giant fucking empire, then all the people you're controlling with your empire don't like you anymore for some reason. This is not true for America, though. Everybody loves America. Isn't that right, fellow Americans? Kid Kona clap. Speaking of soccer, remember the time when Brazil lost to Germany 7-1? I forgot which World Cup that was. I'm still sad that it wasn't like 7-0. Some might say that it's even better aesthetically that they were able to score one goal, but if you browse 4chan to this day, you get this animated GIF in the top sometimes when you load a page of Brazil being depicted as a brown loli getting fucked in the ass by Germany. Forever immortalized. Remember when Zidane headbutted that Italian dude because the Italian dude talked shit about his sister and mom? Was it ever confirmed what he specifically said? Was it just like, your mother was a whore, but your sister was better in bed or something like that? You know, standard bants. Zidane literally couldn't handle the bants. and got kicked from the server. He didn't have enough gamer cred. Fellow gamers were able to handle the bans, but he wasn't able to. 7-1 will always live in infamy among the Brazilians. Wasn't that like in the Rio World Cup or something? I just remember that it was at a time when it wasn't just like any World Cup or any Olympics, or I can't remember when it actually happened. It was when people were expecting Brazil to like completely dominate in something, and it was like the dream team of Brazilian soccer or some shit. It was World Cup, LMAO. It was one of the more recent World Cups. You're dating yourself. You sound like me being like, it was more recent when it was only 10 years ago. Fuck, we're all getting old. It's that instinctual feeling that if something happened in your lifetime, it must be recent because you're not actually old. When in fact, you're actually very, very old, sadly. ...2014 was 2 years ago, right? Yeah. I remember it like yesterday. I was actually just thinking today about how... what a great game Neo is. And, I guess they're still making good games recently, so I shouldn't be so negative about the video game industry. And then I was like, yeah, it came out the day the pandemic started in March 2020, very recent. And then I'm like, actually 4 years ago isn't recent to someone who isn't old as fuck. Neo 2 is the best Souls-like. I was thinking about Neo 2 because I was thinking whether I should play Black Myth Wukong or not. And I was just trying to think of Souls games that weren't made by From that I actually like, you know? And they're very few. They're few and far between. I haven't played stuff like Lies of P and the remake of, what's it called? Jesus Christ, I can't remember. Not the Surge. I played the Surge and it was fucking awful. I'm not even touching the Surge. I uninstalled the Surge after about 20 minutes. Millennials will always have the memory of a superior, unhinged early internet. The Zoomers will never understand what it felt like to browse the internet on Netscape Navigator. The ultimate browser. Go to GeoCities. Hit up the local GeoCities page. Lies of P a close second. I might play Lies of P in the future. I didn't like the character design very much, though. The thing about Neo is that it doesn't just have great combat. It actually has a great story, if you actually understand Japanese history. They do a really good job of mixing abbreviated Japanese Sengoku period history and then also mixing in, like, conspiracy theories and stuff that are common among Japanese history buffs. And it becomes a really good coherent whole if you actually know what it's about. I don't know how well it translates to English players, but as someone who has a rudimentary understanding of Japanese history, it's actually really good. Is the girl on the left holding ramen spice packages? I have a question. Can you actually buy condoms in like a line like that? Because I was looking for images of how the packages look like that, and I was actually wasn't able to find them where you have to like tear the packages because they're connected. I'm not sure that it is actually a thing. I've seen it a lot in hentai, but I'm not actually even sure that's a thing. I don't know. I'm asking the members of chat that have sex. I know there's at least 2 or 3 of them in here. Yes, you can buy condoms in those packs. Usually they're torn apart. Yeah, that's what I thought. Aesthetically, it's nice to have these long string of condom packs and having like instead of like having a box of condom. When you're drawing the picture, it looks good to have this item that can be like dangling. This and Mexican Miku has been my timeline for the past 2 months. I thought it was Brazilian Miku. Are those 2 separate things, or are you just getting the countries wrong? Isn't Brazilian Miku trending right now? Or am I getting it wrong? People just want to fuck brown girls with green hair that aren't actually Brazilian. Please don't mistake Brazil and Mexico. Mexican Miku will have to wear a sombrero and have a mustache. What is Latin X even for? It's to annoy people of the region. It exists so you can troll them on Twitter. Just create an account and claim how you're standing up for all your Latin X brothers and sisters out there. And see how angry they get immediately. It's very, very funny. Japan X. Are you talking about X Japan? The extremely popular J-rock band. Am I dating myself again? Do people here not know what X Japan is? I can never tell in stuff like music jokes because people are either still listening to the old shit or not. X Japan was a big deal when I was growing up, although I can't actually name any of their songs. Your age is showing? No, it's not. X Japan. If I Google X Japan, the top search, the search results is this image: Heath, longtime X Japan bassist, dies at 55. And there's this image of these extremely young rockers right here. Hashtag youngest rocker out there. What is X Japan? Wow. I can't believe music that was relevant when I was 10 years old is no longer hitting as hard among the younger generation. X Japan official website. X Japan is the most successful rock band in Japanese history, according to themselves, apparently. The only X I care about is Xander Cage from Triple X. What about Degeneration X from Monday Night Raw? And X-Pac, also from Monday Night Raw, who would go up on stage and he would do the scissor chop across his crotch and tell people to suck it. And 12-year-old kids from my generation would be like, this is the coolest thing. I don't know what he actually means when he says suck it, but it must be awesome. Don't remind me of Degeneration X Jesus. I thought you guys liked 90s WWE. Come on, man. It was a different time. So much soul. We can't have those kinds of kayfabe storylines anymore. We can't have a storyline where a wrestler kidnaps somebody's Vince McMahon's daughter and rapes and impregnates her, but it turns out that it was all a ruse. And in fact, she was in on the plot so she could overthrow her father. I think that's what happened. I can't actually remember. I might be mixing 2 or 3 plots in there. How the fuck is she Mesugaki with such tits? Mesugaki is more of a attitude in my mind instead of actual, whether she's an actual gaki or not. If you're behaving like a cheeky little brat, you're allowed to be a Mesugaki even if you're, you know, well into your 30s. Any woman that elicits the reaction from men of, oh, stupid brat needs dick correction is a Mesugaki in my book. Did you watch any Salty Bet? I mean, isn't Salty Bet on at all the times forever? Isn't that the point? I mean, I've watched a bit of it here and there. I never got into it as like my primary form of gambling entertainment. "40-year-old gaki or 20-year-old divorced MILF hag?" Yes. Both are possible. It's just it's an emotional thing, okay? She's a Mesugaki to me. The Mesugaki is real. FFT Battleground is better than Salty Bet. Did any of you guys play around with this new AI site called, it was called like Jazz versus Waffles? And it would basically create a Pokemon style battle between any concepts that you put in. I spent all of my time trying to get through its porn filter because it had a porn filter, but the porn filter applied to the text instead of the actual concept of what you were trying to generate. So you could pretty easily sneak shit through it. So I would generate matchups between a drugged and bound female knight and 10,000 goblins, for example. And it would automatically generate all these Pokemon moves like Goblin Violation and stuff like that. And I was like, LMAO, it knows. It knows what I'm trying to do here. That's fucking hilarious. Say the site name again. It's called Jazz vs. Waffles. But it was in beta for a brief period of time where you could use it for free. It's out of beta now, so I think you have to sign up and possibly pay them money. Or maybe you can't play at all. There was just a brief period when it was being introduced on 4chan because you could play it for free. It was probably one of the more entertaining uses of AI that wasn't completely worthless for once. At least it's fun enough to play around with for a few minutes. They actually want to make a profit. I mean, server costs alone probably aren't going to be easy to cover. When I first saw the stream title, I thought it was artwork of a character sleeping. No, just the most recent version of MiHoYo Gacha Slop that people have asked me to draw. There's too much black parts on this character's costume. It takes forever to draw in all of this stuff. All these fucking black belts. This is gonna take forever. At least it's not Warhammer 40k Chaos Witch Marisa, right, BaalBud? It's actually pretty fucking comparable. And if you have too many dark blacks, you also have to worry about like the grays and stuff as well, because then it can become too dark and shit. I don't know, man. I probably should have just done this as a really quick line work drawing, but I'm trying to get better at finishing stuff right now. Illustration kind of sucks ass, not gonna lie. Takes too much time. I am not looking forward towards learning rendering. That shit seems tiring as fuck and annoying. People who render fast can render fast. Apparently it takes way less skill total as well than other parts of fundamentals, but I don't know, man. Rendering is something that I really feel like I should just do the line work and then give it to AI and be like, color this shit in for me. I've been rendering all morning for my commission as well, so I'm getting fucking sick of this shit. For all our AI, there isn't any, like, easy, quick way in which it will just fill in the parts you want to fill in immediately. Not if you're drawing normally. Use the fucking lasso fill tool. You stupid motherfucker. Holy shit. People are so fucking stupid. If there's any way in which, if you're looking for a way for me to tell you to shut the fuck up, it's being like, oh, you'll save so much time if you use the fucking lasso's fill tool. Does the lasso fill tool properly dodge all the things you don't want to fill in? No, it does not. It's the exact same fucking shit. You still have to go bit by bit over all the edges. If there's a large area that I'm going to fill in, I can just go like this. I can use a big-ass brush and go like that. It doesn't matter if it's the fucking lasso fill tool or not. I've seen people say that it's faster, including the fairy tale author. It's fast if you don't have any fucking details, for sure. If you just have a giant fucking circle, yeah. If you have a giant fucking circle you want filled in, you just draw the fucking circle and it gets filled in automatically. All it's doing is just jumping one step in which you pull out the fucking paint bucket and fill it in. Unfortunately, there is no immediate quick way to get through this shit. Which is why you have assistants do it for you. I missed your pleasant demeanor. Anybody who's like, oh, there's this one easy trick that you just need to be using that you're not using, I'm like, no, there isn't. There fucking isn't, dude. There never was. The game was rigged from the start. Belt, yeah. I was wondering whether I wanted to actually make the belt full black or not, because there's already a lot of full black areas, and it's a brown belt if you actually look at the art. But if I make it gray, then it's still gonna be like weird as well. So. How can I learn to draw Naruto in 1 week? Just look at an image of Naruto and draw him. Easy. I wish I was drawing Naruto right now. Now that's a character you can draw using the fill tool. Like, all the Naruto characters have just big black cloaks and shit. So you can just straight up use the fill tool for that stuff. When I want to draw Uchiha Itachi, he's so cool. There's too much black now, fuck me. But I don't want it to be white either. This is the huge problem of taking characters that are designed with color in mind and then trying to translate it into the grays and blacks and whites of manga. If you just do it one for one, you can end up like really fucking up the values and it being too light or too dark. This is why I like drawing art from other manga series, because they're already designed around the black and white values. How do I find my own style? Draw for about 10,000 hours, unfortunately. Look at other people's styles and decide what you want to steal and not want to steal, I guess. Is really all you can do. There's no shortcuts to find your own art style, really. I mean, some people never find their own art style and will always be considered to be like copies of another artist and some shit like that, so... If you're asking that question, you might already be losing the battle of being an artist, to be honest. I tried drawing eyes in your style once, BB, and improved the image 10,000%. I personally don't think I draw eyes in a specific style. They just sort of end up in a way when I draw it in a way that I think looks good. Like, I feel like I'm drawing these eyes in the style of the original artwork, but if you actually compare them, they look different, of course. Which is why you have your own style, because even when you think you're copying it faithfully, it turns out that you're not. That's the trick. Just draw stuff in the way you personally like. Yes, and hope that other people like the way you draw, and if they don't, then you won't be popular. That's how it works, unfortunately. There's always the possibility that you're like, I've found my style, and then people are like, I fucking hate your style, and you're not popular. That's always a thing, so... That's like another part of the joy of being an artist. It's so funny how on BaalBud anything remotely sexual has like 5 times the upvotes. People just want to jack off, guys. That's the truth. They don't want truth and beauty. They want, I'm gonna come. Some people just draw the same shit over and over, so I guess they don't get better that way. You have to be constantly challenging yourself to draw things from different angles or do different stuff. In other words, you have to be constantly having the experience of like, oh fuck, I don't know how to draw this, and then like trying different stuff. What a foolish fear. You fear a future that hasn't even happened yet? I don't know, man. I have the fears of which, when I marry my perfect anime waifu, I'm worried that she might suck my dick too much and I won't be able to sexually satisfy her. I won't be able to give my anime waifu the mind-blowing orgasms every night that she deserves from me, you know? That's a real fear. I won't let anyone tell me it's illegitimate. Black Myth Wukong shows how bad Mao's destroy the old world agenda harm China's soft power. I guess. I mean, the myth is still there. The problem is like all the actual physical artifacts have been destroyed and shit, I guess. Mao was kind of retarded, let's be honest. Oh no, my social credit score. Please, China-san, I didn't mean it. Forgive me, IE. Anybody that's in charge of social policies that kill, like, what, 20 million people? How many did the Great Leap Forward kill? Great Leap Forward death. If an estimated 30 million deaths. The Great Leap Forward caused the deadliest famine in the history of China and also caused the deadliest famine in human history. Feels good, man. Nothing like some cool agricultural policies where you try a few things that are new and everybody fucking dies. Yeah, it's somewhere between 20 and 30 million. Careful, Ball, you lose social credit. Tiananmen Square. Uyghur genocide camps. Japan #1. All Chinese Olympic medals are illegitimate because they were doping. Black Myth Wukong is a mid-game. At best. The Monkey King is a stupid story. The only version of the Monkey King that's a good story is the one in which the Japanese manga author Toriyama Akira made it about space aliens shooting lasers out of their hands. Wukong is the most well-made 6 out of 10. I mean, its graphics look really good. That's for sure. But then a lot of it, the areas I've seen so far is just running around large desert areas so far. It doesn't seem to have any of the extremely interesting level design that, you know, makes Souls games actually good. So I find it hard to get excited about it. I've played a lot of 7 out of 10 Souls games, so I'm not really excited about playing another one, you know. I've played that package many times before. Then you run into a shit ton of invisible walls closed off by fallen trees and shit. Yeah, that's like a hallmark of a 7 out of 10 game, isn't it? If you think about it. Just like, they don't put in the extra effort you need to put in to make sure that the immersion is really good. I feel like if I played Black Myth Wukong right now, I would try to like it really hard, but I wouldn't actually be able to like it. I feel like it's one of those games for me where I'm like, I really want to justify that I spent $70 on this game, and I'm gonna be like, oh man, I'm having fun, but deep down I know I'm not having fun. I can already feel it. The games where I'm actually having fun, I don't need to tell myself that I'm having fun. I will just stop drawing for like 2 months, and all I will be doing is playing the video game. I'm like, no, it's okay, I'll go back to drawing any day now. IGN China, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. For IGN, let's be real here, with a name like Black Myth Wukong, it was bound to be a 6 or a 7. I mean, what should they call it then? Big Fat Monkey Dick? Probably would sell a little bit better. Monk Apocalypse. Oh, they should have called it Ape Escape. And then dare Sony to sue them. This ape is on the loose. This game is literal hallway beginning to end. It might as well be an interactive movie. It's on the same headspace as Asura's Wrath. I think if you know the source material for Wukong, it would have been a better game if it was Asura's Wrath. If you actually read the source material, it's like a lot of really impressive numbers and like strings of characters and shit. It reads like insane, chuny fan fiction stuff, which is basically what it is. It's like, and then Wukong got on his magical cloud and he flew at 18 gorillion miles per hour, faster than the speed of light, to the end of the world. But then he realized he was just standing on top of Buddha's palm the entire time. And then Buddha was used his special Buddha God Strike, and it sent Sun Wukong flying 1,000,000 miles to the left. And so on and so on. It's just like, it's like Giga Chuny. It's like someone's notebook, you know? Speaking of Journey to the West content, I said that the best Journey to the West content was Dragon Ball, but it's actually that super short anime that Murata was somehow making, not Murata, Murata was making in his spare time somehow, while also doing One Punch Man. You guys know what I'm talking about? Murata was like, you know what? I'm professionally serialized mangaka. Instead of taking my time off, I'm gonna make a fucking anime. Because I want to. It has an extremely fuckable pig woman. You know, China does have a lot of stories besides Journey to the West. But they don't seem to be making them. I'm not sure why. If there was just some way in which I could steal 1/10 of Murata's power right now, I could become extremely powerful and become a professional right now. I only need 1/10. Just need to absorb his essence somehow. We're so close. For those of you who haven't read Hoshin Engi, that's a good Jump manga adaptation of one of the Chinese classics. It has some good Sennin hermit magic battles and stuff. I would recommend it. You guys know what I'm talking about? It was a mid-tier Shonen Jump manga that was serialized in the 2000s. It's good because the evil, the great antagonist is a giga slut evil woman, which is always good for me. Haven't read any manga, I'm just here for the art. Jesus Christ. I can't wait to get out of my Western fan base, where when you try to talk about Chinese traditional myths and stuff to them, they start talking about fucking Mulan. The Giga Pleb energy is painful. White pig go home? Yeah, that's what I think every day, but they don't seem to. I'm not sure why. No one thought of Mulan, dude. Everyone has the Disney version ingrained in their heads. Did you not see that? That's exactly what I was saying. People started typing fucking Mulan song lyrics in the fucking chat right now. It's just like, how are you today, BB? I have very low tolerance right now because it's extremely hot and humid and uncomfortable. This was going to be a short stream, but this drawing takes forever to draw. I should have just drawn like some kind of really quick sketch. I'm really bad at figuring out like how much time a certain image is going to take for me to draw when I start drawing it, which is a huge part of the skill of being a professional artist. Is being able to plan your timing and stuff like that and be able to work toward deadlines and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it from that perspective. Even though nowadays they don't expect you to maintain the same kind of pace that they used to. It still seems like I might not be able to make it. Mr. Streamer, did you get to go out, touch grass, and meet virtual anime girlfriends for the summer? No. I didn't even do any door dashing. I've just been drawing manga the entire time. This is so bad. If I just eliminate the gray altogether. If I make it much less gray, I don't know, man. I don't know how to... I don't know how to fucking do this. This usually works if you have a black area and you're thinking, how am I going to translate this to the manga style? You usually can make a gray area and then you make the shadows into hard blacks. And that usually looks good enough, but I'm having difficulty right now. You know, drawing should feel light and easy. If you start obsessing over them for too long, it means it's not working right, and the drawing probably isn't good enough to begin with. It's kind of like when you watch a great athlete and stuff, like Steph Curry shooting three-pointers. If you watch Steph Curry shooting three-pointers, you'll think like, man, shooting three-pointers must be the easiest thing to do in the world. Look how easy it is for him. So drawings should sort of feel the same way. If you look at a drawing by like Toriyama, for example, you don't think like how much time he must have spent drawing that shit, because A, he didn't spend that much time drawing that shit. He just kind of knows what to draw, and he just draws it. And that level of confidence and just sort of like knowing what to draw and not what to draw. Going from point A to point B. Readers can kind of see that in the drawing itself. Shaq's side eyes. Nobody looks at Shaq and is like, damn, playing NBA must be easy, because they're always like, playing NBA must be easy if you're 7'8" and 500 pounds. I fucking hate Shaq, by the way. Shaq is probably my least favorite NBA player. If we're gonna go off on a tangent. He's a huge, massive, fat ass who got all of his talents by being born to be genetically superior and didn't do that much hard work. And he even, when he got injured, he'd be like, I got injured on company time, so I'll have surgery on company time. Basically, he could have had like 5 rings, but instead he only has like 2 or 3 because he's this lazy ass motherfucker. I have no respect for that man. He seems like a really cool guy, though. No, he doesn't. If you actually follow what Shaq does and how he behaves, you'll notice that he makes a lot of jokes, but he'll never ever make a joke at his own expense. He's a guy that looks like a bully, but he's actually just a big jokester who wants to be a fun, lovable guy, but then you actually realize he is an actual big bully. He's a real piece of shit. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He's a guy who wants to be popular with everyone, but he's never actually willing to be the butt of the joke in any situation. You on that hater juice, my dude, but Shaq is an asshole. Dude, anybody who pretends like they're a cop and is like, I'm Sheriff Shaq and stuff like that is going to be an asshole. I can guarantee that. I may be on the autism spectrum, but I can see through a fucking poser who tries to be a nice guy or wants you to think that he's a nice guy, but isn't a nice guy at all. He is a cop. He's not a cop, dude. He's a fucking NBA player who wants to spread his fucking image around. You're not a cop if you don't actually do the job of being a cop. People giving you an honorary degree or an honorary cop's badge or whatever does not make you that actual job. At least Michael Jordan knew when to hang it up. Michael Jordan never pretended that he wasn't an asshole, even if the product placement that we're relying on him really tried to hide it as much as possible. Michael Jordan is a guy who, during his acceptance speech to the Hall of Fame, went on a fucking rant about all the people who doubted him in his life, and he was like picking on Jerry at the bus stop 30 years ago, who was like, hey, you play basketball, and he was like, fuck Jerry, I'll never forgive him. He worked as a cop. Google it. Jesus Christ. You are part of the problem. Celebrities that get honorary degrees from universities didn't actually graduate from the university. Shaq getting an honorary cop thing where all the other cops suck his dick so he can ride around in a patrol car for a brief period of time doesn't make him a fucking cop. To actually have that job, you need to actually do the fucking job, okay? You think Shaq, on his days off from TNT, is fucking patrolling his neighborhood as an actual cop. No, he shows up at the cop station and they suck his dick for being Shaq for a while, and then they do a bunch of photo ops, and that's that. Next thing you're going to tell me that Steven Seagal is a cop because you showed up at the cop station and showed them how to do his like fake ass Aikido moves. Steven Seagal is 100% a cop though. I know the footage is on YouTube. Cops really don't have anything better to do than find these wash-up old celebrities. Steven Seagal, cop. Steven Seagal Lawman, full season HD. I didn't... Holy shit, there's 52 videos? I didn't know he did that much. Wow, it's so long. Jesus. There's so much footage.
Being a cop, I think, is special. I have a lot of pride in being a police officer. Someone who really and truly is there to protect and serve. Probably about 24 years ago or so.
He's so bloated.
I was down in Louisiana on some other business. And Harry had heard that I shoot very well. He said, we're having a special SWAT training and several teams from the different areas will be down here. Would you shoot for us? I said, I think he missed the whole target. And then somebody else said, hell no, he hit all the guys in the eye.
There's people less qualified to be a cop than Steven Seagal, not gonna lie. He won't be the first guy who should probably shouldn't be a cop. I love how every time he tries to move, he kind of has to waddle slowly. Like he can't actually move quickly. Have you noticed that?
Academy in Los Angeles, and you got a post certificate and so forth and so on. I said, yes, sir. He said, would you be willing to join my force? I said, well, I couldn't join it full time. He said, well, I'll give you full commission, fully sworn police officer.
His eagerness is honestly enough to qualify him. Yeah, our standards for cop behavior right now are so low that even Steven Seagal might be a net positive to the entire force.
It wasn't necessarily law enforcement per se as much as it was an opportunity for
an opportunity. People who want to be cops and want to be like military personnel instead of just treating it as a job are a huge red flag in my book. It means they have like some weird idea about authority and how they think it's cool and how they deserve to have it, and they're probably very unqualified to have that authority. I wanted to be a detective, but that meant having to be a cop first. Fuck that. You can just solve the crimes on your own time. Instead of becoming a detective, just become a private eye. And then show up at the murder scene and be like, I see the police department is bungling the case again. It's time for me to find this evidence that everybody missed and immediately solve the murder. Like, damn it, BaalBud. Get the hell out of here. This is my investigation. I'm sorry, officer, but I'm just here trying to ask some questions. PIs mostly take pictures of people cheating on their wives. So, I'm gonna be the special kind of detective that shows up. Private eye. Expose corruption in Los Angeles. Wasn't there a Mike Tyson cartoon where he solves mysteries? It was pretty good. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like some parts of the hair, but I kind of want to add more volume in general. I do like the holding condoms trope. You sick fuck. Why would you ever use condoms for a girl? Impregnation only, plap, plap, plap. Literal semen genocide right there. String of condoms tied around body. You usually just tie them around your belt after you use them to indicate how many people you sucked off or whatever. And by usually I mean in hentai. I don't think anybody has ever done that in real life. Oh, god fucking damn it, I hate this drawing. I don't know if I can salvage it. Why you hate it? It doesn't look like the way it's supposed to be. That's why. Hashtag just artist things you wouldn't understand. Well, instead of just killing it, what I'll do is I'll just post it. But I still have an entire other character to put in grays and stuff, which is what makes me want to just not finish it, period. I thought it would be good practice, but I'm not sure it's even that. Can't wait to see what you do with the maid. Very curious. Impregnation. Plap, plap, plap. That's what maids are good for. These anime females owe me sex. Historically true? Yeah. I would hate having to live in like a large English mansion where you would have to have a bunch of maids. That would fucking suck. I would hate to live a lifestyle that would involve having the help around. That's something I would definitely not enjoy. I'm a very anti-help human being. If I became like an inheritor of a small fortune and an English castle or something like that, I would start by firing all the help. And they'd be like, no, you can't do that. And I'd be like, yes, I can. I don't care if the castle falls to ruin or not. Don't care. Please go away. Live alone in your goon castle like a vampire? Yes. Every once in a while I will convince a local salesman to show up. And if he shows me a photo of his sister or whatever back in England, I can't remember who it was, I'm gonna go across the fucking country in a fucking casket just so I can drink her blood. If you think about it, that was kind of fucking stupid. Dracula was doing just fine in his location. And then he's like, no, wait, I need to go to England. Because there's like undrank blood pussy there. The building will go derelict within a decade, BB. Water damage and mold would be the first thing to show up. That's okay. Better to live with the mold than to live with the maids. That's what I say. If I'm an inheritor of a fortune, then I can let the castle fall into disrepair. That's my choice. Okay? I just don't want to be surrounded by people upkeeping the whole grounds and stuff. Okay, that fucking sucks. I deserve to have my privacy. Dracula was just being a sex tourist. That's the movie. No cum butler then? I guess not. damn it. Drawing for 22 years. $23 and it's I'm literally still not good enough to draw big titty maids properly. Dracula was just a rich dude who wants to set up a vacation sex house in England. Imagine of all the places to go and you choose England of all of them. England known for its beautiful women, of course. Where are you on the Dunning-Kruger scale? You never know. That's the magic of the Dunning-Kruger scale. You never know where you are on it. It's okay, BB. Sucking is part of the journey. Knowing you haven't reached the peak makes the effort feel worth it. Smile. Oh, I fucking hate my chat so much. God fucking damn it. God damn it, I hate this drawing. Fuck. It's also hot. Also, I've been drawing Futa Cox for the last day and a half. It's hard to get any worse than what we have right now, unfortunately. Futakok Commission, chat being like, it's okay, smile. Started drawing this complicated picture and now you don't want to finish it. The smile emote has become so passive aggressive to me, no longer means good intentions. I mean, who the fuck uses smile for good intentions on Twitch? The only time people actually mean smile when they use the smile emote is when they're talking about their penis weenus or something. Then it's 100% being honest. When they're like, my penis weenus, of course. Will you post the commission on Twitter? Probably. On the separate account I have specifically so people don't have to see that shit, I'll post it there. After 4 years of playing gacha games, all I learned is that the only thing hard carrying the whole game is the porn. Wrong. It's the combination of porn and people's horrible gambling addictions. It's literally the science experiment where they have the monkeys pull on the bar and then there's like a possibility that they might or might not get the food they want and then the monkeys fucking go crazy gambling and shit. It's basically that. Except it's with sexy anime waifus. Gambling addiction is what keeps capitalism running. It really does. We have all these fucking legalized sports betting now in America. As soon as you turn on the TV, it's like 10 million FanDuel commercials telling you to bet on your favorite sports team. At least with actual gambling, you might win some money at some point. Whereas with gacha gambling, not only is there you are not guaranteed to get the anime girl you want, you're 100% assured that you'll never ever make money back on it, so... It's for particularly stupid people, even among the gambling addicted. And then if you tell anybody about how fucking stupid their gacha is, they'll be like, hey, I have a job, I make money. It's fine. And then if you ask them how much money they've spent on their gacha, it'll be like, oh, only $10,000. And I'm in like $30,000 of credit card debt. You're like, huh. How are those financial decisions working out for you there, buddy? Are you saying that gambling addicts are basically gooners for winning money? I'm not even sure if winning money is part of it. They're gooners for the adrenaline they get on the possibility of winning or losing. They just have to roll the fucking dice one more time. They get huge dopamine rushes by messing with risk and stuff. I wouldn't know because I'm extremely resistant to gambling addiction. I get bored of any kind of gambling mechanics very quickly. Bro, how can you be so right and drunk at the same time? I mean, this is well-known knowledge that we've had for years and years and years. Gacha games are certainly not beloved because of their excellent gameplay. That's for sure. Or graphics. $30,000 of Patreon debt from paying for Baal? Yeah, I wish so. I should be charging... I should have like one special slot that people can donate to on Patreon where you pay me $10,000 a month and the reward is nothing. Nothing. I just take your $10,000 and I put it in a savings account. That's it. I will call this the Poor Choices tier, in which you make a very, very poor choice with your money. The gacha crossover fandom between male Coomers and Tumblr girls is interesting. It's not as interesting as you might think. The Tumblr girls are just Coomers in another form. You don't think the girls are cooming? They're cooming too. There's a lot of gacha that also have hot guys besides cute and sexy girls. Where's your alt account on X where you post all your commissions? It's called BaalBud BB. Name one gacha game with hot guys. If I Google Grand Blue Fantasy hot guys, this is the first image you get. I think it might be more aimed at a different subsection of the audience instead of female Fujoshi on Tumblr, but you get the idea. Just some normal guys, you know, wearing fundoshi. Ah. Let's see if we actually ever get to the, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Belial is, typical, female Fujoshi content. He is the extremely typical female-coded hot guy character where he's like, haha, look how evil I am. Look how evil. And also I'm not going to wear a shirt. And I'm going to show up in front of you, female self-insert character, and threaten you with how I'm going to rape you. And you're like, no, oh no, I'm just a normal-looking female. This is so horrible. This hot evil guy is pushing me against the wall and threatening me with rape. Oh no. He's that kind of coding. Anybody who's read media for female knows the archetype. It's not that hard. It's very well defined at this point. God, I wish I could play Monster Hunter Wilds right now. It's time to shut the fuck up about Monster Hunter Wilds, guys. I know that I was being a little optimistic about when it was going to come out because they were showing all this shit at Gamescom. But it's not coming out for at least, like, 6 months. So you need to chill the fuck out. You're like that 5-year-old who's like, oh boy, it's 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. Can I go down and start opening the presents? No, you can't. Don't be a contrarian. The game looks great. I'm not being a contrarian. I'm being a realist. You guys are forgetting that it has a 2015 date. That means that it can be anywhere between like 5 months before it comes out, or a year and a half, or if it gets a unfortunate delay, maybe 2 years. Considering how it looked at Gamescom, I'm willing to bet it's much closer to the shorter timeline than the longer timeline, which is not what I thought a while ago before Gamescom, but at least we don't have anybody in chat who's like, I'm a hardcore Monster Hunter player, and they've ruined the game. They've casualized it. I was browsing V earlier today while I was shitting, and there was just like an entire thread on them. The people being like, I'm an OG Monster Hunter fan, you ain't shit. No, I'm the OG Monster Hunter fan. Oh my god, they made it so you don't have to pick up items when you're running around. They just automatically get picked up. It's fucking ruined, it's over. And so on and so on, so that shit is pretty obnoxious. I'm willing to bet January. I bet my left nut on it. Nobody wants your fucking left nut. Have you ever considered that? That's right, your left nut means nothing. I guess they would have a much better discourse other than the armor parts not being gendered. They also were complaining about that as well. I am personally very excited to be able to dress my Monster Hunter slut in a heavily armored battle dress for some armor and like Giga Skimpy bikini in another armor and combine the two so I can have both. Seems best of both worlds. Gender separated armor is cancer. I had my fill in Demon Souls, thank you. I mean, Demon Souls doesn't even have gender separated body models. The female Souls game character walks around just like the male Souls game character. They basically have the same animations. Once the game releases, there'll be a drought in Japanese art Twitter. Yes, but then those guys will come back in the next Komike with the standard Monster Hunter Dojin in which the female hunter gets impregnated by a Kezu. And she gives birth to 10,000 Kezu babies. There's a circumcised Kezu for some reason. Lately I've become radicalized against big breasts. I'm getting too old for this shit, guys. Every day I come into this this chat and I try and draw big titties, and I have people show up and be like, no. The global big titty conspiracy is forcing me to like big tits. Why is this shit so hard? God damn it. Boob socking is only common in visual novel art because its fan base is extreme otaku losers who have never held the hand of a girl in real life, and thus they have a higher degree of expectations toward how the female anatomy works and how it should interact with stuff like school uniforms. Alright, I can't do this anymore. I've been doing similar stuff on my commission for the last, like, 20 hours as well. I fucking hate coloring shit in. I fucking hate trying to make stuff look professional. I just want to do line work. I was never meant to do this shit. What the fuck am I doing? Alright, I'm ending stream here. Fuck this. It's too hot in my room. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to finish this picture. God damn it, this sucks. Good night, guys. Fuck me. See ya.